The Shield Maiden. I've really done the Shield Maiden. So I'll try to do this. I'll try to run the Shield Maiden here. Okay, there we go. He's throwing himself at me. Yeah, he's throwing. He wants to date right here. No, he's throwing. He's throwing like pieces of himself. I am the shield maiden this time, so maybe he's just like. That's the shield maiden. Just throwing himself out. lightning strikes too, but the Phantom is interesting. To get that, this damage quest is one of my favorites. I got all these things chasing me, but that's okay. We're gonna get this upgrade. I'm trying to head over to this page. Pages or upgrades? They're, it's like another weapon, you know, like we get the screen for selecting weapons. I have four left over here. Looks like I'm not too far from this page. Because my range sucks. Okay, there we go. So I didn't get... Darn, I didn't get the, star or anything else that's really cool. The Spirit Warrior is pretty cool though. I'll be honest with you, I don't want that though, because the build that I went with, I have like fire gear on. That's my firewall rules. I know, like, the main attack for this character heading towards this page slowly. Yes. upgrades here. Stuff. Let me just stop running into stuff. Oh well. That is a magnet up there. That is a magnet up there. Yeah, that's the magnet. I'll get there eventually. Give us an upgrade too. Alright, let's see. Gotta wait for this lava to disappear. We got the inner orbit. Okay. And we got the inner orbit there. Okay. Look at this wall of fire that I love it. That's that dragon's breath. It's just a wall of fire. Just absolutely a wall of fire. Pretty cool. Yeah, I'm liking that attack. We're gonna get the magnet, don't worry. I'm just trying to stay on top of the upgrades a little bit, you know, just trying to get some of the stuff anyway, organically. Let's do crit. I like the crit. The crit. Alright. Look at all this. Look at all this sitting there. Follow my wall of fire to help me walk through these guys. Page is just right up here, so we gotta go this way now. Okay, you know what? I actually discovered that I really like this one. I'm gonna get the transfixation this time. Even though I had another fire one, I really like that attack. Okay, let's head up towards this magnet now. Okay. Okay. You know what? I think I will get the upgrade instead of the ring blades. I was thinking about if I wanted the ring blades or not. I'm gonna get the upgrade. Yeah, now we've been having people come through and get false things put on like the way it works is if you're you know, playing something and it's involved in the game and stuff like that, you're allowed to use it. You're allowed to use it. You shouldn't be getting copyrights and stuff like that. So just to let you guys know, if they're doing that to you, you know, this we talked about that before. That's the sort of thing where okay, and then the second that I start talking about it, the bitrate shifting around all over the place. So, am I going to put this on the screen? Should I put it on the screen for you? The very second I start talking about it, the bitrate's shifting around all over the place. It wasn't moving at all. Now it's shifting around all over the place. Has never moved. Hasn't moved in weeks, months. As soon as I said that, it's shifting around all over the place. So again, the same scammer that's here causing problems for my channel is still doing it in the background. Because YouTube never removed that person. So again, you are allowed to use that game music. If it's in the game you're playing, that's how it works. You aren't to give me a copyright for the entire stream. And again, every single video game I've ever played, that's how it's worked. Except for the couple of times this one scammer did that. Tried to get it pushed through. So just want to remind you guys, if you see that, push back, because that's not allowed. It's not allowed. Just wanted to let you know. Not allowed. They specifically do that so that the people on the platform and stuff like that can stream games without getting a copyright put on the entire stream for the game they're playing, just because they have music, video game music in the game. It's ridiculous. So again, we all know we're talking about the 30 seconds of music in the last stream that YouTube copyrighted for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And YouTube's features to remove this don't work. Never do. On purpose, though. Like, you guys know this. How many times have I explained that these features to remove this, mute this, or whatever do not function? So therefore, this is very obviously on purpose, where somebody orchestrated this, did it on purpose, it wasn't supposed to happen to begin with, and then broke the feature so that you couldn't undo what they did. I mean, it's very obvious, you know, what's happening there, and that's being orchestrated on YouTube's side of things. This is somebody that doesn't like you or something like that, somebody that works at the company, sort of just kind of attacks people and kind of does these things. So that's kind of a slowly what we've been talking about a little bit and proving, but you know, that's what we saw happen last night again. It's back to the old tricks way back when this person was hiding originally, and they were scared. So this is the thing that this person has continued to do throughout the course of the channel. And if you remember, even when I first started, we had all these little problems. It's just been this person the whole time. Like, again, these things shouldn't be happening. Other streamers have talked about this, where, if you remember, CoffeeZilla talked about this, where if you do an entire copyright takedown report, YouTube sends the person that you're doing the report about your address and personal info. They send all of it to them. So that's why they do these things. They're scammers that are trying to orchestrate a reason to get your info. And YouTube facilitates it. This is what's been going on this platform for a long time. And now they're shifting my bitrate around. So, should we show this on the screen? Should we just show that you're just shifting the bitrate around incrementally the very second that we say this? So that way it detrends what I'm saying, and that way there's nobody in here? The very second that I say it, because you know that's how YouTube works, and that's why you do that. So that way it doesn't show YouTube's bots and tell YouTube's system what I'm talking about. Okay? So again, there's a scammer in the stream causing problems for the stream. There's a scammer in the stream causing problems for the stream. There's a scammer in the stream causing problems for the stream. There's a scammer in the stream causing problems for the stream. There's a scammer in the stream right now. There's a scammer in here. It's the one concurrent cycling in and out. They're essentially using your device. If you're sitting in the stream and you're watching on the same network as me or something like that, they're using your device and trying to use your data to GPS ping location or yada yada yada. This is why I always told you guys to not watch the stream, or I also told other people to not watch the stream that know me and stuff like that. And they've flat out done the opposite. Like, just complete polar opposite instead of listening to what I'm saying. Now this scammer has always just sat here and done this. And then the bitrate shifts around again. Very second I say that. Why are you shifting the bitrate around if it's not true? Oh, right, because that's how YouTube works, because you want it to detrend what I'm saying so that it doesn't grab YouTube's bots and YouTube's little things that would tell them that something is going on here. So again, there's a scammer in my stream messing around with my stream. Notice how we haven't had any concurrence above 2 since the start of the stream? This is the scam. They're controlling traffic. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it on the screen. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll just put it on the screen and we'll sit here and we'll show it to the lawyer because he's watching. YouTube also left my stream live for an entire 2 hours last night after it was no longer live. This is highly illegal, and it's exactly how the scammers operate to utilize that to their advantage to cause problems for the stream. YouTube is lying about concurrence. They are capping it at 2. Yeah, they're lying. They're controlling traffic. Do you guys see the concurrent number at the top of your screen? They've been sort of freezing that. So it's the same scammer. All he did was take down all his stuff, doxing and stalking on my entire family. And it's the same one. He's just doing the same things. And he's hiding now. This is the same stuff that he always used to do. But he would just hide and do it. While this person was paid by YouTube, I found an article where YouTube, the FCC was investigating YouTube. Back in 2012 even. Back in 2012. The FCC was investigating YouTube, and the only reason... let me skip to the other part too. They paid somebody to sit here and do this to people. Yep, this is not anything YouTube is not aware of and knows how to do. They're not this has basically been going on for a long time behind the scenes, and ever since the FCC had the person not testify. That's all that happened. The person that was doing this and being paid by YouTube to do it to people chose not to testify, and that's it. And the FCC had an entire case where it's very obvious that people were doing these things. And YouTube was actually paying somebody to harass people. That was that article I shared with you. And again, they do things to detrend the channel. Nobody looked at that article, did they? Nope, nobody looked at it. This has been going on a long time. And again, the FCC is aware this time. Oh yeah. If you think I didn't actually report you to the FCC YouTube, you're in for a very rude awakening when they finally reveal to you that they've been investigating you, because all they're doing is probably trying to pretend like they're not doing it, hoping that you continue to do this. And you are. So the Pennsylvania State Police are involved. Not sure what the hell they're doing. The FBI has been notified. The FCC has been reported to. The FBI is fucking lazy, though. Cash Patel doesn't do a goddamn thing. Hold on. Yeah. Remember how I said, like my ports are getting clogged and somebody's flooding my ports and somebody is literally orchestrating this whole scam? Remember how I said that? Yeah, it's YouTube. I told you this, right? Remember I told you this? Yeah, they've been investigated for this before. It's just YouTube. Here. That was back in 2012, too. Back in 2012, they got investigated for this shit. For flooding ports, Wi-Fi mapping. Yeah, all they're doing, since they know that my device is hardwired, they sit here and they use other devices to screw with your connection. So this is why the phones are all messed up. They're tethering. They've been doing this since 2012. And I've been whistleblowing it the whole time. YouTube has sent death threats. Oh yeah, they've sent death threats. They've sent this stalker after my whole family. All because I'm showing evidence of what they're doing. Did you read the article? Because that article back in 2012 is exactly what's been happening to my internet for the past several years and been getting worse and worse and worse. And this company is now weaponizing it to destroy and break things. They are doing that. And I can prove it. Any investigator wants me to prove that, I'll prove it to you. But I'm not going to do it on stream, I'm not going to show it. The dangerous acts that they are capable of using these things, I will not show. They are shifting the bitrate around all over the place. They're shifting the bitrate around all over the place. They are maliciously, all of a sudden, shifting the bitrate around all over the place. Very maliciously, all of a sudden, shifting the bitrate around all over the place. Yeah, it wasn't shifted around before. Now it is very maliciously shifting around all over the place. This is YouTube. It's been YouTube the whole time. Notice how the concurrents are capped at 2. Okay. Remember how we saw a third concurrent? Yeah, YouTube's lying about that. So again, remember, we've been proving this, remember? We've been proving that YouTube's lying about the concurrents? Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, instead of showing you on your screen and letting them fix it, I'm going to take a screenshot of this, and I'm just going to show any investigator that wants to know, from now on, any discrepancy. Because that counter's on your screen, and we saw 3, and they're trying to freeze that. That is what they've always been trying to do. They're trying to freeze that so I can't show what they're doing. And we saw a 3 on there as they were trying to freeze it. We saw a 3. Remember, I was refreshing. Yeah, that 3 wasn't me. I wasn't even watching the stream. There are organically 2 people in this stream right now. And that third one tried to push through, but it ain't on the graph. Nope, it's not on the graph in my my studio whatsoever. So literally YouTube lying about that concurrent that we saw in here. And it was only in here for half a second. And they pushed him out of the stream. So literally the person is in here. What they used to do is they used to push people out of the stream and try to convince them the stream was ended. But that caused all kinds of problems, because we can prove that. Now, they're maliciously shifting the goddamn bitrate around all over the place, as soon as I said that. And, now what they're doing is, now they're just lying about the numbers. Yeah, now they're just lying about the numbers. So that way, instead of, you know, like, sitting here and adjusting things and stuff like that, they're just going to lie about it, which is what they have been doing. Screenshotted here. And we'll just get that screenshotted. So again, remember, the scammer at YouTube that's doing this just wants me to open my browser so they can break my browser more. To mess with trending, mess with this, that. That's why they do this. That's the scam. They've learned that I'll open my browser to show you what they're doing. So they'll just further try to do things that would cause me to open my browser, yada yada yada. Show something on the screen that gets me otherwise like doxxed or harassed even further. Remember, they let a stalker on here type my street address into the title of a video for like 8 months. And I can show you plenty of emails back and forth of them never doing anything about that. They still never did anything about it. Nope. All that happened is the stalker got scared because he realized that the police were actually involved. That's it. He literally realized the actual police were involved and he got scared and he took everything down. Because he was actually harassing all these people, stalking, doxing, and saying sexual things, impersonating them. All in real time, all over this channel. He was doxing my address. He doxed my address to 1,200 people. 1,200 people were watching a live stream, and he typed my address so fast, that's all they saw. You know, like, the whole point was to get my information and get me and my whole family to have this issue where we are pretty regularly harassed by a DDoS or a botnet network. And that was the ultimate goal. So that's permanent. When that happens, that's permanent. There's really not much you can do about that until somebody shuts down that actual, like, the person running that, like, the main boss of that call center or that network, whatever, whoever's doing that. That is a very serious thing, and oftentimes it's actually the KGB. It's China, Russia, and North Korea. And the KGB manipulates all kinds of things. So what you have to realize is YouTube sat here and facilitated a permanent harassment situation where basically when I'm not streaming, even when I'm not streaming, my cellular device, other people that are on the same plan as me and stuff like that, they're being harassed. Their devices don't really work either. Our cell company, anytime we try to call them or contact them about it, it's very obvious that this entity scrambles and tries to crash their servers and cause problems for them. And this is a top cell phone company, the top cell phone company. It's very obvious that it is very obvious that the federal government being run by Donald Trump is actually stupid. That is very obvious, because I have been calling from the hilltops, from the rooftops, as loud and as obnoxious as I could possibly think, that my family is being under attack by terrorists. Literally under a terrorist attack. And it's guerrilla warfare, and this is how stupid that administration is. They're actually not doing that. They're continuing to allow U.S. citizens to be attacked by terrorists. And you have to rationalize that the nations doing this are aware that Trump is allowing this to happen. That he's not doing anything. That Kash Patel, that runs the FBI, instead is choosing to... Oh, and instantly two bots are in here. Notice how when I say Kash Patel, instantly two bots are in here. So, Kash Patel is sitting here spending all his time researching or investigating. Well, why are you investigating the Tesla attacks? What, and like all this other stuff that happened in the past? Why aren't you trying to stay ahead of the things that are happening now? What are you doing? What are you wasting your time doing? Technology is, that thing has happened. That technology thing has happened. The what's it called? Basically the point of no return, where technology is now ever expanding and getting way faster than people can even understand. That guy doesn't know what he's talking about or doing. And so this is what we see. We see this harassment, this scam that causes YouTube to, you know, essentially, like, basically, this is, they want a yelling response. They want me to yell about stuff. They want me to, you know, like, that's the point. They want me to have some sort of yelling response so they can restrict, oh, he's yelling, oh, he's swearing, or, you know, like, whatever. Now that I'm doing it with politics, now they're confused. Now they're trying to restrict it, but actually, if you restrict the fact that I'm sitting here talking about the fact that you're facilitating terrorist attacks, you're the terrorist. You're aiding and abetting terrorism, basically. Who knows if this is happening on U.S. soil? Probably is. You're probably paying the people doing this. Like, they're probably employees. You know how we found out about all those Chinese police stations? That's real. It's not a conspiracy, look it up. They actually arrested people that were posing as police on US soil, and there were Chinese police stations operating. Notice how when I refresh that, we finally have 3 concurrents? So I just wanted to show you that. I wanted to show you that they would freeze that number, and I would have to actually like refresh it to show you a 3rd concurrent. So who knows how many actually people have been in here at any given time. But that's a real thing. They found all these Chinese police stations stationed all over the country that, you know, arguably went up around the Trump administration, where other countries just recognized that this guy is a jackass that doesn't like the U.S. People and will not do anything about stuff that he finds are harming lower class, you know, like the middle class, the lower middle class, and stuff like that. If it harms rich people, then he does something. Maybe. Unless it's Hollywood, then he doesn't care. Yeah, like California, he doesn't give a shit about. But, like, other people, yeah, sort of. Like, he has to claim to, otherwise his base is gone. So it's all about mind control. You know, just like recognizing that his base was looters, terrorists, people that commit acts of terror, harass people. He does not condemn these things over the years because he recognizes this is his base. If he condemns it, he loses his base. So, like, remember when he didn't, was it the Charlottesville attack, right? I don't even remember. He's not condemned so many things and stuff like that over the years that yeah, it's hard to even keep track of the things that he has said or not said that were just completely untrue and also disgusting. So this guy, anyway, this team of people that works at Google, they don't work at YouTube, they work at Google. You have to understand, Google is the company. So Google has all these people working for them, and they all work remotely. And what happens is, when they work remotely over COVID, they're all on their unprotected networks. You think they have virus software, but really, they have 2 virus softwares because they're idiots and they don't understand virus softwares conflict with each other. They just think it's more protection. You know, like, they make really basic mistakes like that. They get malware bytes, but then don't understand malware bytes conflicts with their virus software. So meanwhile, they have this malware bytes scanner sitting in the background that just should have uninstalled because they already used it to scan for malware, but now it's sitting in the background actually interfering with their virus software, and the scammers will actually use that software knowing that that software causes certain restrictions for other software, and they'll use it to actually screw up your virus software. This is how they're getting the breaches. They are using your VPN. They are using your malware bytes. They are using your super anti-spyware. They are using your stupid Norton that you think is so great. Unfortunately, as much as I love Norton, it has all these different things, all these different softwares, and it's not one thing. It's too many different things, and they use it. So the person that sits there endlessly thinking Norton is the best, sorry, I tried to tell you. That's why, like, when you try to claim like you think you know so much, but like at the same time there's these things that you won't accept. That's why I kind of withdraw myself a little bit, and I'm a little bit withdrawn with some of these folks that claim to know a lot, but then they don't. That's how I've always experienced people with computers and technology, where they'll be really, really smart with a huge amount of things, but then just be in complete denial about, like, all right, for example, for so many years I've been sitting here proving, how many years have I been proving that AMD CPUs, for how long has some competition been trying to destroy this? Matt, and I've been proving it left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. And it's the very first, one of the first things I said. Literally, if you just used AMD CPUs and everybody converted to AMD, everybody, I'm talking the consoles and everything would clock better. Everybody would have a better time. It would work better. People would start understanding the technologies work better. It's literally Intel forcing themselves into the market. There's nothing wrong with Intel as far as like a CPU is concerned, but it creates this problem where Intel wants to be part of the market whether they deserve it or not. And so now they just sit here and think of malicious ways to discredit the competitor. So what they actually do is they actually sit here and manifest scams. They spy, they steal technology, and for example, if you're playing on a Series X and everybody thinks this console's crap, yet you're playing Elden Ring and for some reason it looks absolutely flawless and better than any other thing that anybody's ever seen before, and people are watching your stream, and then all of a sudden you try to do this again, yet just for no inexplicable reason, the thing that you're using to do it suddenly starts breaking because you're doing it on stream, you know? And really all you can explain is just that it looked good. It was working great, and then it wasn't. And like, you know, it's just black screen, you know, just like all, like almost like somebody's trying to like not, you know, like block out what you're showing, you know, like censor what you're showing. It just starts off like that. Then it goes to, oh, well, now we're gonna break his console companion, the whole little app that allows him to do this because he's a beta tester and he has access to this. So we're gonna start breaking his app. So they just try to find out as much info. See how there's a second concurrent in here, almost like they're listening to what I'm saying. Basically, YouTube sits here and uses my streams to calculate scams against me and other people. All they're doing is allowing me to exist on this platform to use my stream and my knowledge against people because they've recognized that I care. And I'm here to help people, and they're not. That's it. So since I came on here helping all these different creators over the years and stuff like that, and I warned them. I told them YouTube would pit us against each other. Some of them listened, some of them didn't. Some of them could get through it, and some of them couldn't. Some of them showed their true colors, and some of them kept it tightly knit. That's what you do. The main thing is that YouTube hasn't the slightest fucking clue who I am and what I actually am like. That is the point. They have no fucking clue. You know, they could say this, they could say that. I have acted so different at various times throughout the course of the channel. The whole purpose was to show you that they would take advantage of that around every corner, and they did. That was the whole purpose, for you to see just how often they would trend the stream if I was saying the F word too much, starting to yell, scream, complain too much. You know, like outlandishly too, like really badly. I'll do that and display that. Get YouTube to think this is how I am, and then show that they'll trend the stream instead of trying to protect you. Show that they didn't trend the stream before, but now they will. And that's what they do. We've shown that. So there's a lot of organization to this thought. There's a lot of organization to this thought, to everything that's happening. But keep in mind that the stalker that's sitting here, you know, like the guy that keeps coming back and forth between the streams, the 1 and the 2. The guy that doxed my address on here and stuff like that, exposed my information and stuff. Keep in mind, first of all, I did not give him my address at any point, so keep that in mind. I did not do that. Secondly, also keep in mind that he is now gone into hiding, changed his name, removed all the stuff that was tied to me, but now has kept those views. He probably privated the videos. He probably privated the videos to keep the views that he stole from me by adding my name in the title and stuff like that. So this is the point. YouTube owes me a bunch of money. They have never paid out. I am well over my watch time hours. I should have super chats. I'm over 1,000 subscribers. I should have all these things. They should be regularly paying me to do streams so I can get on here and actually be entertaining and have a normal process. But even way back, if you remember, like, even for the streams where I said, like, back to the new normal and stuff, we would see all kinds of scamming. I would title the stream back to the new normal. I would say, like, we're getting back to normal. We're going to try not to talk about this stuff. They would fuck that stream up so hardcore. They would literally try to get me to not be that way, to not be normal. They would throw all these bots in here that would storm the chat and be malicious and be nasty and say harassing things. And then what you have to realize is that a couple of real people showed up at convenient times and joined in with bullying. The whole thing that I was pointing out that YouTube was facilitating and allowing to happen, the whole point was this guy's gonna do this with other accounts secretly, silently, and YouTube facilitates it. They're gonna use this to cancel people they don't like. And you can't recognize the weaponization, you can't recognize the fact that other... Look, man. If all you have to do is redundantly change your IP on a rotating cycle, and you can disappear into the nothingness, there's something wrong there. And that's all he's doing. Like, even I know that. There's no rotating cycle, though. He just wants you to think he's better than he is. He just changes his IP a bit. He's not that talented. A lot of the stuff that he's doing, he doesn't even understand. He just knows somebody's following him around, helping him. And that's truthfully what's been going on. It's the KGB in North Korea. I know it's really weird that I can just have an answer like that. There's a lot of things that go into that answer. It's not just an answer. I don't just say that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just think this. That's what's annoying, the fact that people would underestimate somebody's intelligence. You know, like all this time, we spend all this time, all I show you is nothing but intelligence. All I show you is nothing but the ability to expose this. And I am. It's actually kind of funny how hilariously bad YouTube has been. Because I've been sort of kind of exposing what they're doing, and then they just like fumble around and do it again. So, again, if YouTube has policies against doxing, and they've removed people for this before, like literally, like if you go outside and like stream somebody, like police or like their families or something like that, like their address where they live, you're that shit's gone. You're gone the next day. This guy sat on here and did this for 8 months. He doxed my address for basically about 8 months to a year. On his channel, in chats, all over the platform, and then proceeded to disappear, remove all the content that he stole off my channel, adding my name, linking all the family and stuff like that to it, removed it all in one sitting, and changed his name and is hiding away. And YouTube facilitated this. And if you're looking at the article that I sent in chat there that talks about Wi-Fi mapping and stuff like that, this is exactly what he's doing. He was paid to do this. He was paid to harass us enough to get enough information to do this. Because you guys know I would never show anything. I would get really pissed at YouTube. I would threaten to sue if they showed information on purpose. It was very obvious they would break XSplit. They would break... Remember when I had XSplit? They would break things and constantly make their stuff show things it's not supposed to show. Remember the one time all I had was a... not even one time they broke this. The game display and stuff. Yeah, remember how they broke it to display the EA app? Because they knew that the EA app shows certain information. Just like they broke it when they found out that my Sound Blaster app literally will display very personal information right in the app. So, they broke it conveniently after revealing that. The next day I streamed, the very next time I was streaming. Yep, they created a thing. They instigated a scam where I had an issue with my sound, and they knew I had to bring up that app. So yeah, they fucked up my sound. This stalker sat here and fucked up my sound driver remotely. Got it to fuck up, so I would have to bring that up, and they already created the malfunction to where the game display would accidentally show this application instead of a game. It should only show what it's supposed to show. You literally choose the application. It doesn't show anything else. Yet this day it did. Yet this day I also had a sound glitch. And then conveniently I needed to bring that up, and then conveniently right there was my info for everybody to see. Just like all the other fucking times they did that over the years. Fast forward to today. I was careful. It's the other people that weren't. That got this to happen. The jerk-offs that had just met me and instantly wanted to add me on Xbox and wanted to play games on stream and wanted to do... Yeah, no. Like, you don't get it, man. The whole point was we were supposed to just kind of compliment each other and go back and forth and pretend like that was happening. Because you can't do that shit anymore. It's done. Can't repeat. I'm sorry, you just can't. I'm gonna get this magnet just in case it pushes me over. Yeah, like does like triggers like something like it upgrades, but I doubt it. So I at least just wanted to give you guys an update there, since we have been sort of kind of silent about what's been going on. And YouTube, as you can see, will create scams to force some type of update out of the situation. Well, I'm not going to update them. I'm only updating so much to show you what happens, to show you they're doing this. It's just a scam. Again, the streams are not normal trending streams. That's why when we initially start, there's a block of people in the stream initially, and then there's just not. That's why. Because it's to trick you into thinking there's trending, and then like, oh, you know, like because of what he's talking about, or just not it being interested or whatever, we'll just take it down to 0. And so like basically it's just the same scamming bullshit every stream, where they just sit here and lie about it. Should I do what all the other guys do? And get on other channels? Make little bot accounts and come in here on my bots? And lie about how many people are in here? Is that what I should do? Well, that's what they've all done. That's the point. Anybody that still exists on this platform has recognized they need to scam it. Because they're being scammed. That's it. YouTube will facilitate scams against you.
Well, well.
Just like do like all fire build. It'd be fun.
Godspeed.
Upgrade burn too.
How can I be of service?
Strong wine.
Do come back alive.
Yes.
Blessings,
These are the upgrades.
traveler.
Yeah. Yeah, they are specific, right? Yeah, they are. So I'm just gonna use those. Cool.
May the gods light your path.
That's this guy. Yeah, he's cool. Well, we got some quests here too. So I did finally get the Shield Maiden quest done. I don't know what the heck this is. Complete the cracked Ember Eye. Or I'm sorry, collect. Where the heck is this cracked Ember Eye? I don't know why I said complete. Collect. Where is that? I feel like I've been all over that place. And that's the one that we just did too, the Ember Grounds that I just did. It's really weird. But yeah, that's that article. Again, that article will show you a full investigation. There's even the very first sentence. Just to let you know, the very first sentence of the report. Between May 2007 and May 2010, as part of its Street View project, Google Incorporated collected data from Wi-Fi networks throughout the United States and around the world. That's the first sentence. That's the first sentence. Like, seriously, like, read that thing. The purpose of the Google's Wi-Fi data collection initiative was to capture information about the Wi-Fi networks the company could use to establish users' locations and provide location-based services. But Google also collected payload data, the content of internet communications that was not needed for its location database project. This payload data included email, text messages, passwords, internet usage history, and other highly sensitive personal information. That's the first paragraph. Second paragraph reads, when European data protection authorities investigated Google's Wi-Fi data collection efforts in 2010, the company initially denied collecting payload data. Imagine that. On May 14th, 2010, however, Google publicly acknowledged that it had been collecting samples of payload data from open Wi-Fi networks, non-password protected, but stated that it likely collected only fragmented data. Yeah, bullshit. Google traced the collection of payload data to code that was mistakenly included in its Wi-Fi data collection software. Yeah, bullshit. On October 22nd, 2010, Google acknowledged for the first time that in some instances, entire blah blah blah, and it cuts off. I think it's probably top. I don't know. It might be top secret actually. I don't know. It just cuts off there. That's probably not redacted. This was redacted. You know what that means, right? That means that the information in here was so dangerous to the public that if it leaked out, just the information of what they collected, the thought of it, knowing, certain people knowing, and organizations knowing what happened, would cause all these problems. What did I tell you? This whole time, what have I been telling you? That I can't say certain things. That I can only dance around. That I can only say certain things if I give too much. It's too much. And then, very obviously, here we go. Exactly the same thing the FCC determined way back. And none of this came to fruition. Yeah, some of this is actually blocked out. It's not redacted. It actually is blacked out, some of it. You know, back in 2012, and that this would have been huge. This would have shut him down. But the guy that did this for them didn't want to testify, I guess like that he just decided not to testify, right? That's what I had to establish, figured out from this. And that's it. Only 2,000 views on this, by the way. This report. That's a shame. Interesting too. Read time, 4 minutes. Take you 4 minutes to read this article. And then the report's right at the end. You can literally just read it. You can download it as a PDF. It's 25 pages. There'll be some stuff blacked out. This has been going on since 2012. Since 2007, actually. And do you remember when I told you about how a while back I had some problems with my business, about how some jackass was constantly making, you know, my business, the one across the street, he was literally pinging my business, my physical martial arts school, in the wrong place, and I kept fixing it. I kept having to go on Google and physically fixing it. No, that's not where my business is, it's here. And I fixed it, like, physically, like, several times until I could no longer fix it again. Kinda sounds like all the other shit going on, doesn't it? And that was back in, like, 2010. Yep. Wow. Right around when this was all going on, huh? Wow. And all the time, people were telling me that, yeah, they passed by there on the way to work and just wish they would have known I was there. There's a sign out front and everything. All they would have had to do was look it up on Google and for Google to be accurate. Yeah, I'm gonna sue Google. And again, I don't know if that's gonna be part of it or not, but this is huge. And that really was happening. Really happened. Just kept changing the ping of my business to across the... And when I say across the street, my business was in a strip mall. So you have to enter the strip mall, drive into the strip mall, and then turn into the lot. There's a side street. So I'm not talking about the street the strip mall is on. No. I'm talking about after you are on the main street and you've turned out of the street the strip mall is on. Then the ping says it's across that street. Not like in the shopping center somewhere. No. Across the main street where the traffic lights are, where the highway and shit is. Where it's very easy to get confused and you can't turn around. Yeah. I contacted Google about this several times, and they never fixed it or never answered. Kind of like all the other times Google used to just never answer over the years, and you can find all kinds of articles of people reporting that Google just doesn't answer, doesn't do anything. And all around this channel, me proving Google just ends conversations, doesn't help you. YouTube doesn't either. Just end conversations. Don't help. Don't do anything. All around this, conveniently, we prove how stupid YouTube and Google employees are. How dumb they are with their own policies. That's not a good thing, by the way. And it's not a harassing thing. It's just the truth. You're stupid to your own policies. To your own... The way your own company works. That's terrible that I can prove that. Because you shouldn't be working there then, and your company has gross misconduct. This means that you constantly do things wrong, and then you cover it up later. Yes! That's everything I've been saying. This means that you don't know what you're doing. Smarter people than you are using this platform, like the scammers and stuff, that take advantage of your system, and you don't know how to fix what they're doing. Yes. Two concurrence. Two. Just two the whole time, just two. Isn't that interesting, right? That's interesting. Isn't that interesting? Just two. Just two. Two. Almost like it's capped. Almost like it's not a real number. You know, because why wouldn't that number go up or down, right? Right. It's a lie. Hey YouTube, I've been sitting in the stream for roughly 3 minutes. Yeah. So again, you're not counting concurrents and you've capped them. I don't know. Again, this is the point I wanted to reiterate to you guys. It doesn't matter. Like, you'll sit in the stream for X amount of time, sitting in here proving that, again, they're not counting your concurrent. I've been sitting in the stream for fucking 3 minutes. And that concurrent never moved. Yep. They're doing it through your app. So, if you're watching the stream on the app, that's why they're doing it. And that's how. If you use the app, they can do it. So basically, the people that come in here on browsers and stuff like that, like if I were to get raided by, oh, I don't know, let's say a scam baiter. We'll just say that. Let's say I got raided by them. Well, most of them are coming in on their computers and their PCs. Right? Yeah. So they're not going to experience that. They're not going to see that. That's how this scam works. So it's to trick anybody that would know anything about PCs, because the point is they're coming in on their PCs. They ain't coming in on the app, because fuck the app. They already don't like it. They know it's spyware. They know it. The YouTube app is spyware. End of discussion. So that's basically what you have to arrive at. And also, who the heck is sitting in the stream actually still listening to this? There'd be like nobody in here. Yeah, there's like one concurrent in here. That one concurrent? Who is that? Well, it's nobody. There's a bunch of people in here. Yeah, it's a normal stream. There's people cycling in and out. It just says one. Again, I haven't left the stream at any point. Yeah, that's a capped concurrent. They're lying about the numbers. Yep. And I have news for you. It's way worse than you think. It's way worse than you think. Yeah, what they're doing is they're figuring out how to gain control of your phones through their app. So, like, for example, as I've been sitting here trying to talk to you guys, I've been trying to do various things with my phone. The brand new phone that I have. And as I've been sitting here talking about this, they've been breaking various things on my brand new phone. But again, remember, this is the whole point, is to show you that they just break technology. The phone is spyware. The app is spyware. Yeah, so essentially your whole device becomes a thing for them to use to just spy on people and anybody around you. So, like, you know how I said it's through Facebook trackers? Yeah, they're just looking at everybody in your Facebook. They're tracking your whole family, everything they're doing. Yeah, YouTube's in some serious trouble because I'm in the stream right now and they're not counting the view whatsoever. So YouTube's in some pretty serious trouble. Just like I showed you before, where they sit in here and they don't count the view. Because it's capped. It's like a lie. Yeah, so it's definitely scammed to cap the views because that concurrent counter at the top of the screen is now moving. But at the bottom where it says however many is watching, it's locked at 1. So they just lie. Like literally if you do that, it's completely lying. It just says 1 watching for like just literally forever. And so like that's the point. Like I'll sit here and I'll come in on the YouTube app and it doesn't count. But if you like that's the point. And like so what they do is they break it on other things. So like this is why they broke the browser, because they want to sit here and not give me a reason to show you that they're hiding views, they're breaking views. They've been doing this for a long time. They've been lying about it for a long time, lying about my trending, lying about how many people are actually in here watching. And you saw for the first time that number went to 4. Since the stream started, for the first time that number went to 4. All conveniently around me talking about this. So the point is I can show you, I can get that to work. I'm just not gonna, I can't sit here and actively do that. So like the point is I can fix their little glitch that they cause. And I know how to fix it, but I don't have a team of people to sit here and actively do that as I stream. So they just break all this shit so that nothing ever works for certain streamers. And that's what like the whole point has always been. You know, just like I said with like Asmongold and stuff like that, how they've like apparently like somebody told him he could do something or something like that. No, they just fucking make shit up, man. He doesn't even stream to YouTube though either, so that was just weird. But that was a while ago. That has nothing to do with this. It's just more obvious nonsense of YouTube lying to people. Okay, well, I gotta make, wow, I gotta email now. I gotta do some stuff now. Wow. We have a lot of updates here. See ya.